What made you lose respect for someone? I'm gay and my straight friend thinks I love him. Friends that are intelligent and logical, somehow not just supporting Trump, but defending him with the most convoluted logic and bullshit. Wearing an Invicta, Pagani, MVMT, Spaghetti Scametti watch does. Yo tengo clases de patina y un día en una carrera una niña que antes era mejor que yo pero you know. Bueno estábamos en la pista que me gustaba ir grande pero era Liza y me resbalaba así con una gota de agua entonces como todos traemos termos el foto el agua y hizo que me resbalara y perdiera la carrera perdí el respeto de ella yo la respetaba era patinadora profesional pero cuando hizo eso dije no ya. I had broken up with a girl I was dating I would say around the time before the pandemic started. She seemed to be getting distant and I started becoming the same and then she asked later down the line if we wanted to be together, but I decided it was time to say our goodbyes. We ended it on a good note however, as she mentioned that we in the future could date again and I felt absolutely horrible and went to heal myself for a bit of time. After that time has passed, I contacted her again and I felt better about myself at the time and I just wanted to let her know that I was bettering myself and that I think I can live another day and she seemed put off by that as when I was talking to her, I used a lot more emojis than I did before to show how happy I was with life and she never spoke to me again and said I was weird and put her off before she left. Thinking about it now, I feel more worse than I have been for the past couple of days and I never ever respected her again. There's this Finnish girl I know that has gone through some extremely serious things, which have made her develop anxiety and depression, and she herself says that she doesn't want to bring attention to them / make them known to the public, which is completely understandable. The point where I lost all respect for her is when she started continuously telling everyone at Twitch streams about those same events, even though we were just talking about the games or vibing to some music, bringing the mood down and making the whole thing, including the stream himself, dead silent. She cannot handle others calling her out on anything, and since she identifies herself as gender fluid, whatever the fuck that means, she has an infallible way out of the criticism, and she knows that she has this advantage, yet she continues to hide behind it. Guy was going through some depression. I put it in quotations because after 1 week of having it, he was back to normal, as if it never happened. Before that, he proceeded to go and get drunk, along with other people in our class. Especially those I cared about. I've had depression before. And from first-hand experience, it doesn't just magically disappear after a week, nor can you hide it, regardless of how hard you try. He had tons of support from the class and he decided to go and flush it all down the toilet again. I didn't like him anyways. He was an asshole who got into people's business. He got in the middle of my relationship, so I had close to no empathy for him when he was depressed. After I heard he got hammered, I lost all empathy for him. Flush your life down the toilet. Idk. Don't bring others with you. Get yourself out of your own hole. Politics. Hate to say it. Came out a few days ago, I am 27 now, to my parents about my big brothers sexually abusing me when I was 7 to 10 years old. My parents think I am making it up or overreacting. My dad rationalized it as a common behavior, wrong, but common, fueled by a lack of understanding about what it would do to me emotionally in the long term. My brothers were 13 to 16 when they abused me. My dad emphasized not to tell their wives or kids. I only told them because my therapist had to call CPS. My stepdad is Muslim and from Africa, and sees no issue celebrating Christmas with us, and is usually the most enthusiastic about it in the family. We used to visit my grandma every Christmas. My grandma usually makes a turkey wrapped in bacon. Naturally my stepdad doesn't eat this one due to the pork. One year, he decided he'd bring a second turkey but with no pork. This meant we had 2 turkeys. Awesome. turns out my grandma's husband, not my granddad, saw this as an absolute affront to his Christian faith, said he didn't want any Muslims coming into his house and ruining Christmas, and tried to paint my stepdad as some kind of jihadist by bad-mouthing him to the rest of my extended family. It got pretty bad. He said some absolutely vile things about Islam that I won't repeat here, and my stepdad was mortified. My mum and I were furious, more so as my grandma, who just sat there nodding away at her husband. My mum almost had a physical fight with my grandma's husband, but my stepdad was, as usual, the one to defuse the situation. We promptly left. My mum and I stopped talking to my grandma and still haven't really reconnected to this day. My stepdad, on the other hand, not wanting my younger two siblings to go without a grandparent, still makes every effort to see my grandma and take the kids over for visits, even to this day. So while I lost a huge amount of respect for my grandma and her husband, I simultaneously gained an incredible amount of respect for my stepdad. He essentially decided to wade through the racism and the hatred, just to make sure his kids had a chance to see their grandma still. He's nothing short of incredible, really. Lied about their mom passing. Found out through his sister that she was indeed alive. Deleted. The fact that I truly realized a woman, I thought someone I loved, and more importantly she loved me. I finally realized she is a soulless, cold, cheating and addicted to meth narcissist, and, well, she's worth less than used burnt cooking oil, grease, utter trash, wastebasket. My father. School event? Sorry, work. Holiday? Sorry, won't be there because work is apparently more important. Birthdays? Work. Something I find important? Work because it's stupid and everyone should agree with him. I have school the next day? Don't care, I'll be late because work and sleep deprivation. I want to finally do something I've been putting off. Work. I want to chill because I finally have a break from school? No, work. I'm fucking starving because I haven't eaten in hours. Work plus I get yelled at because he doesn't care. I'm always overworked and underpaid. He started trying to force me to work since I was 11, and nobody cared because he's stupid, so we could force him to buy us things and get mad when he spends money on himself. I'm so tired of it. I had cut off a few people in my life, but never permanently, except for one person. He was my mum's ex-partner. He was horrible to my mum, horrible to other people, including me. He made my life a living hell. He accused me of being lazy, selfish and stupid. He was ignorant and proud. As not only racist, he had no consideration for my mental health, autism and my crippled left knee. He was often hassling me, not cared if it was upsetting me, and saying I was like those flaky millennials. Worst things he did to me was 1. Went into my bedroom without permission, picked up my cat who was on my bed, then having a go at me saying I was cruel to her because of the mess and say animal services would take her away. My cat likes my bedroom as she feels safe. Bedroom was a mess but nothing like orders, and I was sorting my bedroom out. 2. Because of me being a novice traveler with special needs, he accused my friend of being a carer instead of just a friend who invited to me come along to see Japan. It was very insulting. 3. Heard a conversation of him saying my brother and I should have been aborted because of having autism, which he had an issue with. In front of my mum. He was violent towards my brother when being drunk. If I been male, I probably get attacked, as he said he wouldn't use violence on women. After my mum decided to cut him off, he drunk himself to death. We ended up keeping his dog, as admitted he couldn't look after her. The dog may look vicious because of being a staffy cross, but is such a lovely little girl. She is affectionate, mostly obedient and very patient. He may be dead, but I have PTSD, which means I have flashbacks and still thinking he is coming back, but deep down, he isn't coming back. When they shared my sex story on AskReddit, giving my real name as well. This is minor compared to other postings on Reddit, but I worked with a lady named Ashley who helped train other employees and myself at a commercial property management company. Ashley was okay to work with but had a chip on her shoulder. She was studying to be an attorney, so I don't know why she had a bad attitude. One day I did something at work that Ashley didn't like, so she put me in my place. A few days later Ashley announced she was hosting a pampered chef party and would be sending invitations. Everyone in our department except for myself and another co-worker named Tracy got an invitation. Ashley had the audacity to mail the party invitations to the office. I thought this woman had no class and I lost respect for her. When they relapsed, denied it, and accused me of the shit they did to cover their own ass,